I just can't believe we made this. Look at this fluffy, fluffy, fluffy beef tallow. I am just in shock. Look at all this beautiful tallow. It is a lovely sight. So a block of tallow like this made all of that luxurious, luxurious tallow balm. And that block of tallow cost me from the butcher about $3.99. And you might be able to get it at a regular grocery store. I had to go to a butcher to get that, but it wasn't hard to pick that up. And we got all of that beautiful product for probably less than $10. Keep in mind that a container this size was costing me $40. So needless to say, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to keep buying that. So I was really motivated to learn how to do this on my own. I want to show you the consistency. It is whipped. This is a whipped tallow balm. I am really excited to be going through this with you and showing you exactly what I did. I stumbled through a lot of it and I made some mistakes. So at the end of the video, I will let you know what I would do differently. Be sure you stick around for that because I do have some really good tips in there. The good thing is though, is that even with making some mistakes, I ended up with a really, really lovely, lovely balm. And I was able to make a lot of it. And I'm gonna show you just how few ingredients you need to do this. So here it is, it's your tallow. You can get it like a chunk like this from the butcher. This was about $3.99 per pound for me. Or you can cook it down from like hamburger meat and just save your tallow throughout the weeks and months until you're ready to use that. And then here's just our little salt container. And then your olive oil, and that's all you need. These three things you do not need. I really wanted to make this be a dupe of what I had bought from Toups & Co. So I bought the vanilla almond face balm and absolutely loved it. So I added vanilla extract, almond extract, and bitter almond oil. This says almond flavor, but it is actually bitter almond oil. So not like an artificial thing. And this kind of helped kick that almond to the next level. I saw on some other videos, I watched one from Bumblebee Apothecary where she added 48 drops per cup of tallow of essential oil. I found that's about half a teaspoon. I found that I needed to do 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, of almond extract. I did about 1.5 tablespoons, and then I did about 1/4 or 1/2 teaspoon of almond flavor. Let's get cooking. So what you need to do is you need to take your tallow and you need to apply heat to it. So a lot of people use a crock pot. That's what I chose to do for this batch. This tallow came straight from the freezer. So I really wanted to make sure I was cooking it low and slow for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't want to forget about it and have it scald just because I was multitasking all day that day. And then 2, having it in that frozen state, I felt like it was a little more precarious, and using a crock pot rather than the stove would be better. And then I guess the third thing and the most important thing is that I want to keep as many of the vitamins that are in the tallow intact. So just like any other animal, we carry a lot of vitamins in our fat. And so tallow, being beef fat, has a lot of fat-soluble vitamins in it. They're really nutritious for your skin. And I'd rather cook everything low and slow in the crock pot. And this progress you're seeing right here is about after 6 hours from freezer to crock pot on the lowest setting on my crock pot. So that's what it looks like after about 6 hours. Now, I actually did this same process about a month ago, and then I never followed through in making the balm. And what happened was after I got it to this liquefied state and did that first initial rendering, I put it in a bowl, covered it, and forgot about it. And so that is what I'm showing you right here. That is a bowl of tallow that sat in my pantry for about a month. You can actually see it, I think, in some of my other videos. But I decided to try and resurrect it. I did not want it to go to waste. So on the left side there of my crock pot is that batch from the pantry that I'm heating up again a second time. So I'm rendering it twice, which I have heard from other people is a good thing to do because you're just reducing out any more of the impurities, water, and just trying to get a more refined product. And for the batch on the stove there, I was keeping a close eye on it, and I added some salt, mostly because I saw that someone else had done that and that it helps extract impurities. All right, so I have been letting my tallow bubble quietly. I got it up to like a rolling bubble and then I let it simmer. And now I want to show you what it looks like after about an hour of just kind of this quiet bubbling. So it almost looks like it has this foam. Look at how quickly that solidified. That's from earlier. Here's what it looks like up top. They're like tectonic plates, like ice caps in Antarctica. Oh, I almost forgot. I am going to take the hot tallow, put it in a measuring cup so I know exactly how much of it I have, because I never really knew to begin with. And then I will know how much olive oil to add to the tallow mixture, because you need to add olive oil. Otherwise, you're going to have a pretty hard substance to work with that might not spread easily on your face. I watched another video from Bumblebee Apothecary, and she added 1/4 cup olive oil per cup of tallow. So she's made much more of this than me. So I'm gonna trust her proportions there and just go from there. Okay. So I have a measuring cup, and then I have a bowl in the sink just in case, covering the drain, because I do not want to pour tallow down my sink in case I mess up. So I poured out about 2 cups, and I have a little bit more to go. So I need to get some more. There's some sludge at the bottom of this. Maybe you can kind of see. I'm not gonna save that. Because I have a little more than 3 cups of tallow here, I am going to, so I'm gonna do 1/4 cup per cup, and I have 3 cups. So I'm gonna do 3/4 cup olive oil. All right, let's do it. But what I'm pouring here into the sink, it's not into the sink actually, it's into a measuring cup and then into a bowl, is that second rendered tallow. And I'm pouring it into that measuring cup because I want to know exactly how much I have, so that I know how much olive oil I need to add and how much extracts to scent everything, even though that ended up being something I had to play by ear. Here's our beautiful rendered fat. Looks pretty good. I think I can see some impurities on the bottom, maybe just a smidge, but it'll be really exciting to see how that solidifies. It's already starting to chunk up here. I'm gonna speed up the process by putting it in the fridge, and we will revisit this in 1 hour. I let this solidify in the fridge for about an hour. So you can see it's soft, but it's solid. Now I'm hoping, what I should have done is I should have let it solidify in this mixing bowl so I didn't have to transfer, but hindsight is 20/20. So I am not gonna be able to get it out. As you can see, I'm not gonna be able to get it out with this spatula. So I need to, I think I just need to use a spoon. Yep, that's the trick. It's kind of like the consistency of like an ice cream that you've set out. Of course, now we've gone to all that effort to get the tallow all purified. I don't want to have dust in my bowl. What a lovely consistency. So, almost kind of looks like cocoa butter, but it's not, because cocoa butter is rock hard. This is very pliable. That's kind of incredible. It looks like whipped cream. Now I am going to get my jars ready. Okay, I really let this go for a full minute. I was tempted to stop early, but I just can't believe we made this. Look at this fluffy, fluffy, fluffy beef tallow. I am just in shock. This is incredible. This whole bowl of this, I mean, I was paying like $40. I think it was about $40 for a small jar. And now look, I've got this whole bowl of it. It's amazing. Okay. So I pulled out my canning stuff here while that was whipping, and I'm gonna put it in these little small jars, but then I thought maybe I have too much. In case I do, I'll put some in there, or maybe I'll just use all these. All right, so I got an idea. I got this idea, actually, my husband and I like to watch baking, pastry type shows for fun. That's like our guilty pleasure. And I was like, why don't I put this in a bag and learn from all of the pastry chefs out there. And that is what I'm going to do. Because I did it for one and it came out so nice. Look at this. Look at how beautiful that came out. Versus, I mean, I did my best with the spatula, but it's not quite the same. And because I really want to use these not just for myself, but to make gifts, I think being able to really up the presentation is worth the extra step. It's part of kind of making something with love, you know? You just think about trying to bring joy. Trying to bring joy. And I should have chose a bigger bag, but we're out of bigger bags. I only have sandwich bags. So I'm just filling it to the brim because I don't want to have to fill it up again and again and again. But next time I do this, I will definitely do a bigger bag. So here, I'm gonna hold it. Any former fast food workers watching this? Because I feel like I'm channeling my Dairy Queen experience here. Okay, so things I would have done differently. I did not strain my beef tallow, and I feel like that's a pretty critical step. So I'm really, really lucky that what I ended up with was a really nice velvety, luxurious consistency that is not gritty at all. So I feel like I really lucked out because unless I strained my first batch and don't remember, because I reduced it twice when I made the tallow. I took a chunk of tallow like that a month ago, reduced it down, and then heated it up again yesterday to finish making the balm. But I really don't think that I strained it. So using some kind of like cotton dish towel cloth, linen, cheesecloth, just something to strain the fat. I think that is an important step. Again, I lucked out, but next time I will definitely do that. So on all my containers, I really like how it looks when they're kind of overflowing like this, but because I want to make these not just for myself, but for gifts, next time what I will do is fill them up 3/4 the way full so that you can get the nice kind of like whipped top and get a lid on and not damage that nice presentation on top, because that's, I think, a big part of what makes it look really, really nice. So next time I will do that, filling it 3/4 the way full. I will use a bigger bag to put all the tallow balm in and then squeeze it out, just like pastry, like using that whole pastry chef method and using just a bigger like Ziploc gallon bag. So I only have to fill it up once and I don't have to worry about it overflowing and just being easier to work with. And then the last thing that I would do is I would invest in different lids. These are canning lids here, and I don't love how this looks. This is actually a pet peeve of mine, to use canning lids for anything other than canning. I don't even know why it's a pet peeve of mine, but it is. Looking at Toups & Co., here's their sun balm that I bought for my daughter. Their 2-ounce container, and I like how this looks. So maybe just getting a little lower profile lid. I was able to dig one out of my canning supplies that I had left over, probably from college. This lid looks a little bit nicer. These ones looked super oversized, like a mushroom. So just thinking about the presentation. Next time, that's what I'll focus on more. Doing the cheesecloth, using a bigger bag to fill up the container so I can really nail that presentation. And then I like these jars. I think these jars are fine. I'm sure there's fancier ones out there, but definitely I would do different lids for gifts than these canning ones. So I'm sure our family will fly through all these ones and I can keep working on the presentation and everything like that. So by Christmas time, it's June right now, but by Christmas time, I can really get this down and make some really lovely gifts. So with that, I hope that this video was really helpful and encouraging for you, and that if you haven't tried Tallow Balm already, that you do try it. I am also really just excited to document some of the progress that my skin makes, hopefully, with using this regularly, because skincare and in doing like really good skincare, self-care is not something that I am good about, but I want to be. So I'm excited to kind of document some of that process too as a part of the healthy living aspect of this channel. With that, I'm gonna sign out, but it was really lovely to chat with you guys today, and I look forward to making some more videos for you. If there's any specific topics you want me to talk about, please let me know. I am just really excited to be connecting with you all and slowly building a community here. So thank you for watching my video. If you found this helpful at all, please like or subscribe. It definitely helps keep me motivated to keep going. So I hope you have a lovely day and chat soon.